Hello and welcome to another episode of Luck, Mary Kill. You might have noticed a little change if you watched the last two episodes. The screen is not what it once was. It is now very, very piratey. We are kicking off the Age of Piracy, a flashback campaign, full length, to cover how we got to this point in history where we are in the Age of Steam. This campaign starts approximately 200 years before the year of the current campaign, and will not be DM'd by me at first. The first arc will be DM'd by our own Jordan Sherrill. Yay!
I know that guy.
And I just sent the MP3s in to CKCC Online Radio, so we should be joining them shortly.
Huh?
We have our usual sponsor of the evening, Doc Jimmy's Seasoning. So, thank you, Doc Jimmy's, for that. Dan will be playing the pelagic tiefling Malachi. Akisho will be playing the turtle Ezra. I will be playing Bonifen. Susie will be playing Will. And last but not least, Sarah will be playing Rimchim, man. And so, without further ado, I will turn the floor over to Jordan to open this campaign.
The heart of Solace Bay Peninsula is bustling with the Festival of the Tide. The arbor, normally a busy hub, is now a spectacle with ships of all shapes and sizes, of all speeds and classes, of all factions, are at the docks. Majestic galleons, their sails emblazoned with colors of distant lands. They're all jostled together for space alongside this not necessarily large fishing town, but their nets are drying in the sea breeze, and the air crackles with a symphony of sounds, boisterous shouts of merchants hawking their wares, the rhythmic clang of shipwrights repairing hulls, lively tunes of sea shanties spilling from crowded taverns, and the cries of gulls wheeling overhead, all mingling into a vibrant chorus that celebrates the sea's embrace. We begin first off with everyone rolling initiative for how we're going to go from character to character, not for combat.
That would have been really exciting.
That's a 10 for me.
11 for me.
Don't forget to add your decks. That is a 9 for me.
13.
Oh, we're starting off high.
That's a nat 20.
Alright, first nat 20 of the session.
Plus 3, so 23.
Sick.
Introduce your character first.
So Sarah Rim has a 10, Bonnie a 9, Will has a 20, and what does Malachi have?
13.
13. And what does Ezra have?
11.
I might be referring to my computer a lot. I hope that's okay.
Always.
That's where my stuff is written.
I'll be looking at my computer all night.
Me too, actually. I feel like I will as well.
Same.
Okay, so we start with Will. Sorry, I didn't have your character sheet pulled up. Let me pull it up.
How do I feel like we're gonna have to go through an obstacle course?
Pin the tab on the asshole. I'm almost expecting fair games more than I am an obstacle course because it's a festival.
Yeah, but it's a pirate festival.
Then you're just gonna get sick from the ham and cheese sandwiches.
Go drink the water. Can I just walk around with a big turkey leg? You know, the walking leg.
Thank you for bearing with me. Will, you are in a narrow, shadowed alley in Solace Bay. The air is thick with brine and refuse. Crates are stacked haphazardly in this alleyway, and there's flickering lanterns that dance shadows down the mainly sunlit but shaded alley. You have a customs officer with you that you suspect of involvement in a smuggling ring that you know ties to your family, the powerful family, that was involved in your path. You came here with the intention of confronting this officer. What do?
Am I out in the open?
Yes, it's just you two in the alleyway, and he's just basically taking a brief break in the alleyway.
Excuse me, hello?
Yeah. How can I help you?
Hello, hi, I was hoping you might be able to help me. You see, I was looking for, well, I'm not from around here, a special good, and I wasn't sure, I think I saw you over by the docks. Are you involved in different trades? Could you help someone out?
What kind of trade are you looking in for?
Oh, just, residual?
Sorry, what was that?
Residual?
I don't know if I can help you with that.
Right, sorry, you
I
looked
need to
like you
get
had your...
some other help to get help with that.
Right. So...
And he very casually, but not pointedly, turns out his pockets as if to show you they're empty.
Right. Well then, do you have a card I could take so that I can contact you at a later time?
Listen, you go down to the dock. Sorry, this is Jordan stuttering. Sorry.
You're good.
The Brine's Embrace. That's our boat down on the north side of the dock. You should find a number of other officers down there that can help you.
Right.
At least they'll be able to do is point you in the right direction.
Is there a name I should mention or to show that I'm an interested customer?
Yeah, ask for Ishtar. Wait,
Ishtar.
Yeah. Sorry.
Quite all right. Well, thank you for your help. And I'm sorry, what was your name?
Mine, Broderick.
Roderick. Thank you for your help, Broderick. Here's a silver for your time. And she hands him a silver.
He politely refuses. We don't take bribes. Thank you.
That's not a bribe, it's for your service. You referred me to a service, therefore you earned a commission.
Thank you. It'll go towards a good cause. Thank you. And he takes it. You see him. All right. 1 second. Sorry.
Did I miss you asking for Broderick to be described?
No.
I did not describe Broderick much at all. He's a tall half elf, and he's got slightly graying hair in like a typical service member's low haircut. He has some V-based tattoos you'd see on a typical sailor. Things for various accomplishments of traveling the seas and getting from country to country, port to port, that nature. As you see Broderick start to walk off, he walks around the corner. He walks east towards land, away from the coast, and you hear a scream of agony, like he's just like something violent has just happened. As you lose sight of him.
Fuck. And she starts running towards and screaming.
You see, as you run towards it, down the main road, you notice people bolting towards the coast, and you see that Broderick is on the ground, engulfed in a black and purple cosmos-like gas. The only thing that you would be able to compare it to is that of the night sky in the middle of the night on the sea, of a nebula, and this nebula-like smoke or gas or some sort of acidic, noxious fume is sizzling Broderick's skin and dissolving his clothes. What do you do?
I look around to see if I can see a source. Is there someone standing nearby that isn't running away?
You see the smoke roiling down the coast, not the coast, sorry, down the road as if it's almost like a marching force, just slowly but surely engulfing the town as it fumes down the road.
So it's starting to harm more people?
Yes, there are people that are falling victim, but most of the people are seeing the results of what's happening and bolting towards the coast.
Well, I keep a distance, first of all. Is it something that I would recognize or that I've seen before or read about?
Besides its similarities to what you've seen in a night sky, you haven't seen this before, no.
Does anyone around me look like they might, like they're paying attention to it, or look concerned in a way that seems like they would recognize it?
No, it just seems like everyone is screaming, grabbing what they can. It doesn't seem to be necessarily fast moving, but it is imminent.
Is it dissipating at all over the places it's already reached, or is it just steady?
It's steady. It seems like it's going to stay for however long it takes to reach destination.
Okay. Are we surrounded by like housing, or is it just like a boardwalk?
This is you're towards the eastern side of the town, right where the peninsula meets the main part of the mainland. So you've got a good portion of the town to run down if you're going to head away from this smoke or gas.
Okay. Do I see anybody who's like struggling, or is fallen over, or is panicking that I need to help or get them, pushing them along?
You see people. Yes, you see people struggling to get their loved ones out of the building. You see a mother carrying her 1-year-old child down the alleyway, heading north, and you see various other passerbys who are grabbing things out of their houses as if they might not be returning to the house. They're worried that this is going to, not dissipate.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start approaching those people who are taking too long and start telling them to go. It's not worth it. You're going to get yourselves hurt. Get out of here.
They hesitantly look at you, look at their stuff, look at you, look at their stuff, and drop what they're doing and start pushing a cart down the road towards the sea.
Are they heading away from the cloud?
Yeah, they're heading away.
Okay. I guess just grab any stragglers I see, like elderly people or anyone like that, and start ushering them away from it.
I think we're going to move on to our next player. I'm sorry, I didn't ask you to describe your character. Would you describe your character?
So, Will is a half-orc. She is about... What height did we decide on, Michelle? Did we? I don't think it even lists it on this.
I think you said something like 6 foot, but I don't remember.
Yeah, so she's like 6 foot tall. She has long black hair that is shaved into like a long mohawk undercut thing, double undercut thing, up into a ponytail. She has 2 tusks that are just peeking out from under her bottom lip. She has a strong, lean build and an open face, and or what seems like an open face, as far as you know. And yeah.
All right. As we move on, we go to Malachi. Will you describe your character for us?
Malachi is a tiefling, but he's like a greenish blue, like the sea, because he's of sea demons. That's a new thing.
Malaysia, I believe.
Yeah. So he's like bluish greenish, like the sea skin. Hair is like. However, if he's like more, I think he's more blue skin than green. Then he's more green haired than blue, but it's still a mix. Both are still like a mix. He's got the horns that come back. He's relatively skinny because he hasn't had full meals in his life, I would imagine, because he spends most of his time walking around and sneaking in ships and only eating a couple of apples a day or whatever. So he's pretty skinny. He does wear glasses, and
Malachi finds himself in Solace Bay's Dockside Tavern, a salty knave. It's a known tavern for sailors seeking employment, captains seeking hands, and he's just received, or he has a meeting with a captain that he's got a feeling is going to fall through. Sorry. I said Ishtar earlier. I realize that is your character's name. I think that's where I pulled it from. So I'm going to retroactively change that later.
I thought they were
We'll retcon it.
me up or something. I was like, wait.
I am sorry about that. Thank you for understanding.
Yeah, I got
as
excited
you're-
when you said Broderick, because I was like, wait, Broderick McCoy? You're pulling from the other campaign already?
I'm just improving. I'm sorry.
All good.
So, as Malachi is nursing a tankard of grog, waiting to meet the potential new captain, you see at the end of the bar tavern you see a dwarven sailor, clearly of the sea as yourself, and he's been eyeing you almost since you walked in. He almost wants you to notice him, but doesn't want anybody else to notice that he wants you to notice him. And he's got something to tell you or something to say.
What do you do?
I'm going to take my time. I will, after about a minute or so, I will stand up and walk over towards the bar, and I will sit as a gentleman would, with one stool in between us.
Are you obeying your own etiquette with horse things?
You see he's got... Actually, roll a perception check.
Well, that's not great. Let's see, percept. Yeah, that's just a 6.
Beats a 5. You notice that he's got a stern look about him. He's hiding a fit of rage. You notice in these little micro expressions that he's got some emotions tied to seeing you and interacting with you specifically. You also see he's like a sailor normally would. He has his cutlass at his side, and he says, "Malachi, you remember me?"
Do I remember them?
Roll a history check.
Is it the man that taught me everything I know? History?
Yes.
Ooh, I have a nice fat +7 on history. Unfortunately, I put a 6 on the die, so it's a 13.
You would know him from the Serpent's Kiss. Does that ring a bell?
Serpent's Kiss.
Did I pull up the right? So,
Do you mean this?
I pulled the
Nice
right
name.
info. I did pull it the right info.
I named 2 ships in my backstory, so. There's the Spider's Gambit and the Knight's Knave. But I've been on countless ships.
We'll say this is an unnamed one. You would remember that this is from. He was from a ship that. You remember being one of the sole survivors after it sunk. And you specifically remember because you got away on a life raft or a what's the word? Sorry. You basically got away on a canoe-sized boat, and he was one of the people that was on the crew of that boat that you left behind.
Guess I remember that boat stunk.
Yeah, I bet you were hoping we all sunk with it, huh?
Hope? No. I'm glad to see you are well.
Yeah, a lot better than you're gonna be. And he takes his mug of beer and smashes it on the table. And we're gonna roll initiative. Just you two.
Alright, I need to switch dice. Initiative 6.
He barefisted goes to swing right at your head, and he with a 9, he most clearly whiffs it in front of you as if he was maybe 2 feet farther here than he expected to be. And it's your turn.
Okay, I will. I will pull out my wrench and do a gun kata. I'll Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday in Tombstone, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
And I'm gonna hit him upside the head with the wrench.
And what did you roll?
There we go. 21 to hit.
Oh, definitely hits. Roll for damage.
Dang it. 4 bludgeoning damage.
You see this has almost knocked him down entirely. He looks like he made the assumption that you were unarmed entirely, and wasn't expecting you to ring out a ring. And he goes to swing at your gut. With a 4, he completely whiffs it again. He looks like he's maybe not been in very many fights, but thought that he was defending his honor by being here. Your turn.
I'm going to ask him, would you like to stop and talk it out? And then I'm going to I'm going to swing at his gut in the hopes to just knock him out and not starting to not kill him. That's even higher. It's a 17 on the die, so that's a 22 to hit.
And minimum damage would have taken him out. He healed over from the gut punch, tossing what he had just recently chugged from having an empty glass, and says, "Fuck you," and then passes out.
I'm going to go pick up the glass he broke, cast mending, and hand it over to the bartender.
As you slide it over, he receives it and says, "You hear that?" Roll a perception check.
$11.
You hear, very distant wails of some sort. You'd guess they were probably a ways east towards the mainland. What do you do?
I'll hop out the front door and look east.
You see in the distance, way up the land as it raises towards the mainland, altitude-wise. Again, that cosmos-like gas. From this distance, it just looks like black smoke is marching its way down the town's main roads. But people seem to be running definitely in the opposite direction of it as it's marching slowly.
Is it coming towards me or away from me?
Towards you.
That's fine. I'm gonna say, keep the doors and windows closed. And I will step out and close the door. And I go, oh shit, here we go again.
And then we're going to move on to Ezra. Ezra finds himself in the opulent casino, the Queen's Fortune, near the coast. The shore specifically. Would you describe the character for us?
Yeah, so Ezra is a turtle. He's somewhat on the smaller side. He's probably just barely tapping at 4 feet tall. He has on like this black and like tan leather lab coat. It seems to be kind of custom made over the largest shell on his back. He has on these goggles that seem to have all kinds of twists and knobs on them, and you can kind of see the eyeballs being super magnified through the lenses to kind of give him an always surprised look. He's in kind of some cargo type of shorts, black shirt, and nothing on his feet because they are large, webbed, and three-toed.
You find yourself in the high stakes and lavish decor of the Queen's Fortune, which you know, as you came into town for this purpose, is notoriously run by Victor the Velvet Prince Falcon. You are in the middle of a tense card game with a pretty hefty bet on the line. And you know that with Falcon in the building, that there'd be hefty consequences for failing to meet your claims for betting. As you're in the middle of a game, you are encouraged by the dealer to raise. You have a mediocre hand, and a couple of players have already folded, but you've got 2 players who seem to be matching your gall.
Now, what to do? Well, the average probability of them having anything much better than I do is somewhat elevated in this particular situation, but what the hell, why not? What's life if not meant to have a bit of fun? So he's gonna open his coin bag, go, yeah, I'll raise you whatever the call is.
As you raise the call, you see another member fold, and you're invited to be challenged again as another card is revealed, and your deck is looking slightly worse in regards to what's happening, but you could still get out of it with a good deception, but you'd have to roll that deception.
Let's see, he's not super deceptive, but let's try it anyway. So yeah, he's going to see the card, flip over, and he goes up, kind of goes, rubs his hand over his bald head, gives a slight chuckle. Let's see, deception. Is not terrible. 14. He's gonna nod his head as if he's saying exactly what he expected to see.
You said that was a 14?
Yeah.
You see the last guy seemingly with, like he knows exactly what's happening, show his deck like he with a higher turnout than what you have. And he's saying basically, I know what I got. And I got something better than you. And it appears as if without with where the card's at, that he has won the pot. And that you're in a bit of trouble.
I just well, young buck, looks like you got me there. That there is pretty fine. If you'll excuse me, I'll need to run to the little turtle's room.
Do you go to the little turtle's room?
Yeah, I'm going to pop up and make my way to the to wherever the little restroom area is.
Okay. Go ahead. And what do you do in the restroom?
There's I go, well, reckon I need to I need to figure out a way to make some of this money back. Well, it takes time to not to be working in the shop anymore. Use a reliable source of income, but oh well. Well, I'm pretty sure old Victor will be around any moment to talk to the winners and the losers and all that kind of carrying out, but yeah, I'll tell him I'll give it to him later. He knows I'm good for it.
Just as you are about to exit the bathroom, you begin to hear similarly screams. These walls of the casino are quite thick, as they're meant to, keep you here and not make you think of the outside. But you can't help but hear screams from the front doors as you go to leave the bathroom.
Yeah. Look around. The hell? I don't think that's supposed to happen. Is anyone reacting to these screams? Moving towards the door.
You see Victor come downstairs, and as if he knows exactly what's like with the persona, as if he knows exactly what's happening, like he always has. Is like, everyone calm down now. Let it be known that all debts are still withstanding, but there's a bit of a problem outside. And knowing that Victor never bullshits with his customers are like, patrons are like Victor's saying something's wrong, and are heading outside to see what's happening. And as one by one, as they head outside, they start sort of slightly hurriedly walking away from the eastern mainland.
Yeah, I'm going to follow the crowd out to see what's going on.
Yeah, you would notice the same thing as the last two. This cosmos-like gas or smoke sizzling down the main road towards the coast.
Oh,
It seems to be engulfing the entire peninsula from water to water.
that is absolutely not normal. That's pretty damn awesome, though. He's going to like almost unconsciously start strolling towards it.
Start strolling towards it.
And he's just like, oh, this is ho 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 ho. Wonder what this is made out of.
It's quite a ways down the. Yeah, it's quite a ways down the road as you head easternly towards it. You pass by random beggars or street peddlers who don't seem to be flustered by what's happening. They think that it's mass panic, no cause for concern. But as it gets closer and closer, they begin, as you do, to hear screams from inside of buildings of people who haven't been able to see this coming whatsoever, and as it creeps inside of doors and under, through open windows and whatnot.
So Ezra's gonna start. He's walking. He fully has his notebook out. He's jotting stuff down, mumbling to himself, adjusting his goggles, and then he starts hearing the screams, and he goes, "Uh-oh, time to go!" And he's gonna throw everything, pull his arms into his shell to deposit everything, and goes, "Well, time to go!" He's gonna cast Expeditious Retreat on himself and running the opposite direction.
I think that lasts for a whole minute or so, and regardless, you make it easily down the entirety of the 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, down the mainland road towards the coast with plenty of time before anything begins creeping up on.
Nope. Beyond my pay grade. Nope.
As we move on to Rim. Can I call you Rim?
Yeah, you can call me Rim Job if you want. That's what my friends call
Rim
me.
Job. Got it.
Oh my god.
Rim is. Have something, I swear. You are in Solace Bay's Peninsula's industrial district, towards the northern side of town, but still near the coast. There's workshops, forges. The air is full of iron-like smells of dust and sparks. Rim Job actually begins in a shipbuilding yard of this industrial district, and in the distance notices a boiler explode, sending workers into chaos. You notice a runaway cart crashes right in front of him down the main road, spilling valuable cargo, all in front of Rim. Someone shouts near the boiler explosion remnants, mentioning the Festival of the Tide ships at the dock. And what does Rim do?
Whoa, man. That's like crazy. What kind of goods just displayed themselves in front of him?
Far out.
Wow.
Radical.
No, it's a baby.
Nothing. I just was saying.
That mama though.
We'll see.
All the hide that baby symbols are going to be on one side of the screen this time. Right under Jordan.
The valuables include things like raw materials that are on the more expensive side, like things like high quality metals and regular industrial tools that were clearly meant to be getting delivered from one industrial site to another.
Is there anything there that's good for, like, to keep around for fixing ships?
Yes, there is what looks to be like a makeshift blowtorch from magical mechanisms.
Yeah, he's gonna just very casually pick up that blowtorch and then just walk towards the docks.
As people filter out of the exploded boiler room, boiler building in actual smoke and flames, they start to notice the gas coming from the east and also head towards the docks. I think we'll just go ahead and move on to Bonnie.
Bonnie?
Oh, I didn't ask you to describe Rim. I'm so sorry. Can you describe Rim for me?
That's okay. Rim is a 68 years young Lakatha with scar-studded blue scales, a colorful bandana, surprisingly modern sunglasses, and a handmade kilt belt. He stands at a hefty 5'2", but he'll usually be sitting down, resting his eyes on the ship deck. His barbels are numerous and longer than you'd normally see on a Lakatha, easily mistaken for tentacles.
So I forget his name, the lobster dude from Futurama.
Zoidberg?
Yes. Something like that.
Stoners.
Dr. Zoidberg? Need a D&D character? Why not Zoidberg?
Right. He's more of a crab man, though. Rim is just a fish man with his fishy appendages.
Not to be confused with Crabman from My Name is Earl.
I think our people are from the same universe. If you're pulling from Zoidberg, I'm pulling from Farnsworth.
I was gonna say, I think your character and my character are probably friends.
Yeah.
Or know each other.
Mm-hmm.
As we move on to Bonnie, Bonnie Finn finds herself in the back alleys of Solace Bay Peninsula. Air is damp, smells of rotting fish and sewage. I move to push to talk as she's starting to talk.
She RPing?
There's a baby.
Or she are pooping.
You need to be crass, Susie.
The rest of us just are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to say, Bonnie found herself. Did some soul searching. Found herself in a back alley.
I'm interested to see if she's a vampire yet. And that could be something someone's got to come up with during this campaign. Someone, probably me, has to come up with.
Sound like you're so burdened.
Bonnie finds herself again near the more bustling part of the literal piers of the Solace Bay Peninsula. You see boats strewn all throughout the different docks, and you see various tents for different events, different little shops that are taking advantage of the large influx of people for the event. And you see in particular a tarot reading station who's got 5 silver tarot readings for people. What do you do?
Is there anything denoting that this tarot reading is she giving off any vibes, like, or are they giving off any vibes, like anything's...
You see that she has a sort of weird look in her eye, but she's playing it off as everything being normal. You see the patron in front of her who just got her tarot read has 3 cards: the Tower, the Moon, and the Hermit. Oh, you can't grab my cord. Sorry. Mine. Go away. And you see that not only does she look like defeated because she got a bad reading for someone that is the Tower, and she doesn't like giving people 1, bad news, or 2, telling them they have bad luck when they pay for a fortune reading. And so she says, you know what, yours will come at a discount. Anybody else want a tarot reading? Oh, she shuffles the person off as if she just finished the reading.
You're gonna die. 5 silver, please.
Bonnie will look over at the ships. Do any of them look particularly empty?
Definitely, yes. There are various smaller ships that are completely empty, literally. And the larger ships have like 1, 2, or 3 crew. The medium-sized ships have like 1, 2, or 3 crew, with the larger ships being like 5 to 10. The smaller ships, of course, are like, there's some literal sailboats, and then there's also like ones that are clearly meant to be a speedy small cruise ship.
She's going to currently keep her eye on the speedy small cruise ships, if they could be manned by like 2 to 3 people or less.
Okay.
You didn't say 5. exactly 5 people.
But then she's going to, out of curiosity, toss. Does it say how much it is for tarot reading on like the stall anywhere or the table?
Yes, it says 5 silver a reading.
So she's going to toss 1 gold onto the table. Well, let us see what the Felchins will bring.
Thank you, honey. You're paying for a great cause, I promise. Let's see what you've got here. Would you like to shuffle, cut anything? You're paying quite the pretty penny. I yanked my cord out, sorry. And she hands you the cards. Asks if you want to be involved in shuffling them. Roll a perception check, or roll an insight check.
Okay.
Baby wants to play, man. Make her a character sheet.
Insight. Okay. So a 6.
You notice she's got something about her, but you're not sure what. But she's asking you to shuffle them for more than one reason.
So Bonnie's going to take one very manicured claw and parse 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards out, and take the rest of the deck and set it on top of the 3 cards, and then push the 3 stacks together and push it back.
She's like, "Thank you, honey," and she cuts it in half once, puts the bottom half on top, and draws the tower, the star, and the world. And she kind of looks astonished, and then she looks halfway between astonished and dread, as if she's seen this, as if she's both hoping that she hadn't seen the tower, but expecting to see the tower. And she just kind of goes, "You know what, honey? Here's your gold. You can just... My tarot readings aren't that great today. I must be having a bad day. Why don't you take your gold and go sprinkle the economy with something else over there in the other stalls."
I'm going to push it back towards her and say, if this isn't the exact same reading, if 3 cards are past, present, and future, and the tower is just the past, it's not altogether inaccurate.
I'll be honest with you. Everyone I've read today has gotten the tower. And clearly my deck must be rigged or something. I need to soak it in some moonlight or something. So I'm going to go do that. And I don't think people will want to hear every single time that something's gone or is going wrong. I guess gets a bit stale, if you will.
Understood. Keep the gold. And Bonnie's gonna
Okay,
get
well, if you ever see me again, come back for a free reading.
towards the ships.
This is where we...
Wait,
Oh, no.
Bonnie is would have been a high elf had she not been a Dompier.
Right.
Mother was a high elf, father was a vampire. It is a very selectively, almost eugenic family about the breeding stock coming from nobility. And her particular line has resulted in her having very vibrant red irises. Her face is very gaunt. Her body is very toned. And she's wearing like a brown vest that goes down into what looks like baggy monk-like pants that wind up inside of black pirate boots, but all of the vest and the pants have little decorations and little ways of being tied that almost look like shibari-like rope all over her like person, and there's like a belt, and she doesn't have sheaths. There are just two rapiers just in that belt, just hanging out.
Kinky.
She's been one for rope since she stowed away on a ship, and her little burlap sack that she had to cover herself into sleep was like tied together with bits of rope, and so now she like wears it on her person.
Wonderful. Thank you for describing her, even though I forgot to ask.
That's why I told her to wait. I was like, wait, you forgot. And she's approximately 5'4".
You must hand off the air.
Alright. As you see the tarot reading, sort of grandma-looking person, begin to pack up her stall, you see her almost get a glint of oh shit in her eyes, and she starts looking down at the docks as if she's like taking her pick, and she starts casually walking towards the docks to board a boat. As we all make our way towards the town center near the coast, about 5 or so blocks from the water, we all converge. I believe Will was aiding in people escaping the noxious fumes and smoke-like cosmos, and Bonnie, you will have been noticing this cosmos for the first time in the distance.
Bonnie is going to casually saunter over to the speedy cruise ship that looked like it could be crewed by fewer than 4 people, and look to see if there's anyone on board currently.
Can I see Bonnie Fenn from where I'm at?
As people are converging towards the town center near the coast, I wouldn't say you've quite. If Bonnie's near the actual piers, then no, you can't quite see her yet. But she's soon to come into vision as this cosmos is spread.
Oh, and I've forgotten her description. Literally what I'm already wearing. Bandana and tricorn. On the head.
Got it.
Black hair coming out of one side.
Otherwise, naked.
Except for Shibari. And I forgot to mention that Will's eyes are yellow. So, do I feel like people are starting to get the picture and starting to actually get out of their houses and leave?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So, I'm going to glance back.
You start to hear. Wait, do they? I'm also. A lot of this is Googling when this stuff was invented, so I'm keeping up with the times as much as I can.
Understandable.
You hear like warning bells going off in towers in the distance. Like this has gone into town outcries and mass panic as it's creeping more and more towards the shore.
Is it creeping away from the ocean, like the piers?
No, it's creeping towards the piers. It's coming from the east towards the north, towards the west, where the coast is. Okay.
So I'm going to start running towards the piers to make sure that the area is clear. And if I can see Bonnie Fenn, I would like to run up to her.
Okay. We'll do that in a second. What are Ezra, Malachi, and Rimjob doing? We'll start with Ezra.
So Ezra, having been running for their little bitty lives, would probably, probably do something similar to what Will is doing, as in looking for Rim in the crowd, trying to find a familiar face.
Yes, you find Rim, I believe, casually strolling into the town center as if nothing's wrong.
Yeah, he was making his way towards the docks, and he's just kind of like going at a leisurely pace, like waddling, kinda, because he's not that good at walking on land, because he has big floppy feet.
So you hear the thumping of that pitter patter on the ground behind you, just pop, 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 and you see this blur run past you, preach to a halt, turn around, go, Ram. Do you see that nonsense that's going on back there?
Oh, hey Ezra, how's it going, man? Yeah, check out this sweet blowtorch I got.
Ooh. It's so easily distracted. What? Oh, wait, what? Oh, where'd you get that from?
Yeah, there was like an accident, man, and I don't know, it was just laying there.
Oh, that's totally awesome. Yeah, accident. I saw one of those earlier. There's a big black foggy some shit coming up down the road there. Bunch of folks are in there screaming and hollering like the world's coming to an end. So I figured I'd be going that away. You, probably want to join along.
Oh yeah, that sounds like negative vibes, dude. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
let's just
Oh,
go to the docks.
Yeah. Ezra is going to once again pop an arm into his shell and come out with 2 spliffs. This seems like we'll probably need this. And he's going to hand one over to Rim.
And Malachi?
Malachi is going to pop his head back into the pub and go, honestly, thought you should get headed for the ships. And I'm going to realize that the dwarf is still knocked out. And I go, damn it. And I'm going to go over and I'm going to pick him up and drag him with me.
I believe I established you're already close to the coast, so I think it takes you a little bit longer as the smoke creeps up, but you manage to make it to the coast and to the piers, along with Ezra and Rim, right as Will meets Bonnie. So what do Will and Bonnie do?
So Will is approaching Bonnie, seeing her scope out the ship or boat. Pardon, do you not see what's happening over there?
These Pearl Defense ships will all just be kaput, vanished if someone doesn't move them.
And how exactly do you suppose that they go missing if the people aren't here to take them?
What the fuck is that?
I know.
It could make the ships go bye-bye.
As you point in the distance to the smoke, you notice crew members are rushing towards the boats, as if they're coming to claim their boats back and take to sailing. So if you were going to make your way to a boat, you would need to now.
You also see Rim in the background lighting the spliffs that Ezra handed him with the blowtorch.
God.
And so Bonnie, while pointing so that Will look, is just going to run. For the ship that she's had her eye on the whole time.
Will doesn't even turn.
Got it.
Just watches her go.
1 second.
Is the cloud destroying buildings or just people's skin?
Just people's skin.
Okay.
Just the skin.
You know, just the unimportant bits.
No big.
Yeah.
No one's wearing skin these days. It's so out of fashion.
Ugh. Why does the
Very out of
wish I could change it?
They're made of meat.
Meat suit.
Have you seen that sketch or whatever? That they're made of meat? It's like 2 aliens talking about humans.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure who it is. But as the crews begin to don their boats, you can see they're clearly ushering random people who are not part of the crew onto their boats as well, knowing that taking to the sea may be their only option. So what do you do as these crew members are coming to the boats, Bonnie?
Are they on the one that I was eyeing, or is that one still just...
That one's still unmanned.
Oh, I'm going for the unmanned one.
And Will's just gonna beeline after her like, well, fuck, I'm gonna die if I don't.
I'm going to take that ship right there. See, no one is coming to its rescue. I am taking it, and I'm going to save it.
As you go and board the boat, I would say, do you usher anybody else onto your boat, or do you just start taking off? As in, I guess, do you start preparing to leave? Like, untying the boat?
Bonnie's gonna leave that to Will and is just gonna start prepping the boat for departure. Pull an anchor, untying.
I'll say this is the point where Ezra, Malachi, and Rimjob all begin to see the opportune boat with Bonnie and Will on it. As others are being brought onto larger boats.
Ezra, you see that?
Malachi, you notice that someone recognizes the dwarf in your arms, on your back, carrying, and motions to like take him from you.
Get over. He fell.
And as he's brought onto a boat of a larger class, do you all get on this boat?
On Bonnie's boat?
Yeah.
I do not. I will roll a new character for next week.
I mean, Rimjob would like to get on that boat.
I did a quick assessment of the boats and realized that was probably the healthiest one for me to go on.
As you all board the small sloop, you notice on the side it has the name The Sea Sprite. It's clearly only meant for a few people, and you begin to set sail.
Bill will get to work on undoing the rope and all the other shit.
Yeah, whatever help you need. I've been on a ship once or twice before. I think we should get as far out that way as furtherly possible.
Yeah, it's like gaining on us, man.
And that's where we'll take our break.
My earliest memories are of the sea. The sea's beauty is in its height of symbolic dichotomy. The warm embrace, its cold abandon, its beauty in the shallows, the horrors of the deep. Water gives life, the wrong water or too much brings death. Such is life in the seas, and so on the seas. I have no memories of my family. I was raised on the seas, moving as a stowaway, ship to ship. Roughly half the time I'd get caught, but I was young, and they wouldn't kill me. Instead, I would just work off the debt. As a deckhand, sometimes I'd learn more than the base skills of cleaning and cooking. Once, a ship was so understaffed in maintenance. That was the cruise where I learned the skills of a bosun. My master was a mean cuss of a dwarven sailor named Bustin Boneblade. He was bosun of the Knight's Nave under Captain Lydia Phantasm Rudges. He taught me everything I'd ever know about maintaining a ship. He'd have me do multi-person jobs alone in the multi-person time frame. I'd poke back at him by changing the words of the sea shanty and ask, what would you do with a dwarven sailor? He'd like to think our relationship was father-son, but I'd prefer uncle-nephew. And I stayed on that vessel as assistant bosun for 4 cruises. And after that, I returned to my sea transient ways. One such ship I was stowing away on, I wasn't found until it was attacked by pirates, and I was taken along the crew as captive. We were locked in cages well below deck. Each day they'd take one of us, the captain, a drow elf, would whisper in their ear. They'd answer back, and then the captain would look dissatisfied and execute them. I was lucky I kept not getting chosen, but one day the ship had hit something and started taking on water. I could overhear the crew running around trying to move water out. But that night I broke out of my cage, jumped overboard, and I patched a hole, snuck back in, none the wiser, and I went back to sleep. The next day the captain showed up as he always did, but this time he spoke aloud. Last night somebody patched a hole in this vessel, and I know it was not one of my men, so which one of you broke your confinement and did this task? One of my fellow prisoners immediately speaks up. It was him! The blue-green one with the horns! The captain gets him out of his cage. Thank ye for your information. I suppose you think you get preferential treatment for this, even possibly live. He then stabbed them in the gut, so he would live long enough to hear his explanation. You see, that kind of thing would normally get you what you wanted, but this man, as he unlocked my cage, is a hero and the newest member of me crew. And from that time until about a week ago, I was bosun for Boris Goldeneye Maindar, captain of the Spider's Gambit. In all my time with the captain, he never did find the Spider Queen's crown, the object he'd ask every captive about before killing them when given an unsatisfactory answer. But now I'm on my own again. But if my past is any predictor of my future, it won't be long till I'm back on a ship, invited or not.
Ezra de Lelouchen III, better known as Dr. E to his friends, carried the weight of a long and respected lineage of physicians. He dedicated his life to mastering the traditional methods of healing, a craft passed down through generations. He was a respected physician, known for his skill and dedication. However, his world began to shift as his son, a brilliant and innovative mind, embraced new technologies and magical implementations in medicine. Ezra watched as his son rapidly surpassed him, developing techniques that rendered his own methods seemingly obsolete. A rift grew between them, with Ezra feeling increasingly antiquated, and his son dismissive of the traditional knowledge he held so dear. Determined to prove his worth and bridge the gap with his son, Ezra sought a position where his skills were still valued. Desperate to demonstrate the continued relevance of his expertise, he accepted a post on a merchant ship. However, the ship turned out to be a pirate vessel, and Ezra found himself patching up the wounds of hardened buccaneers about their brutal skirmishes. Initially horrified, Ezra adapted. He saw the injuries as a grim yet fascinating challenge. He poured himself into his work, rediscovering his passion and pushing his skills to new limits. He learned to improvise with limited resources, to treat wounds inflicted by cutlasses and magical blasts, and to navigate the chaos of a pirate's life. began to experiment, blending his traditional knowledge with the rough and ready techniques of a ship's surgeon. While he never condoned their actions, he found a strange respect for the pirates' resilience. He became a vital part of their crew, a reluctant healer in a world of violence. He continues to strive to improve his craft, even in the most unlikely of circumstances. He hopes one day to return to land and use his renewed skills to bridge the gap with his son, demonstrating that even in a world of innovation, the old ways still hold value.
Hey man, my name's Richard, and I've been riding this sweet baby for 50 years. You wanna last in this game? You gotta go with the flow, man. Don't take life too seriously, and have a little fun. Sea can be rough though, so it's important to have your mates with you. Sometimes I get sad thinking about the friends I've lost, the screams echoing in a tideless abandon at the bottom of the sea. Yeah, but that's what new friends are for. Anyway, just drink a little seawater and don't mind the tentacles, and we'll get along just fine.
The House of Fen, vampiric overseers of the colony at Orleans, a colony of the Kingdom of Ka'u, are most often, as their namesake suggests, settlers of Fen druids. The North Fen never asked to be born into wealth, never asked for the expectation of being a full vampire, never asked to govern the colony, let alone to colonize an already occupied marshland. Nor did she ask to take a titular surname meaning swamp. And she vowed in early childhood to learn to master her more vampiric urges, and to never undergo the transformation. One day in her early teenage years, as the vampires were dormant, and unable to leave the confines of their domicile without being severely weakened or killed, she fled to the city's docks. Someday she'd return to put an end to her family's reign of terror, but for now she stowed away on the vessel by climbing inside the crate. Feeding on ship rats and stolen fluids was easy for the young vampire, and inside of her crate she slept nights on a bag of grain, wrapped in a burlap sack that had been tied together with bits of rope. That was until one morning there was a commotion aboard. Pirates were attacking. She watched through the slats as one of the ship's crew took down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pirates, a rapier in each hand. As word reached below deck that the vessel was safe, she overheard the crewmen she'd seen be told that they'd be approaching the monastery, where he was to depart very soon. While she'd largely held of monasteries as religious institutions to be avoided in her upbringing, she knew where she needed to go. The monastery at the top of the white cliffside overlooking the ocean was colder than she'd ever been, but she pressed on. The crewman in question was there, and she approached him. "Ah, the bonny wee stowaway I saw aboard in the night," the old dwarf said, with a knowing twinkle in his eye. So Bonnie Finn was born. Years later, her tutelage complete, save for field work and practical experience, she set out to complete the other half of her vow, to terrorize her family and topple the systems of power that put them in charge of an entire colony. And what better way to dismantle systems than to create the type of terror and discord that only piracy could achieve?
Grief. That was the first thing Will could recall. Immense grief. Of losing her mother, of ending up in an orphanage, of being adopted for the sole purpose of being a servant. She grew up in the stables, where horses gave her a sense of purpose, a sense of belonging, a sense of work ethic, a sense of hope. The horses brought Will to her. The stable boy scrapped, and that means Will did too. That is, until the missus caught her decking a front tooth off the footman. She was sure she was going to be sent back to the orphanage, but a promotion? With a new uniform and a new bounce in her step, Will became a god. That is, until she wasn't. Now she has her own rules, her own goals, desires, vengeance. But that's beside the point. Care for a pint?
As you begin to sail into the briny ocean, you see other panicked, overcrowded, large Navy vessels, gargantuan ships taken to the sea to avoid the roiling smoke/haze that is polluting the mainland. But you see, oddly enough, that while there are stragglers who couldn't make it to boats in time, begin swimming out to sea to be picked up by boats who stay to have survivors. The roiling cosmos-like smoke begins to settle at the beach, but stop at the waterline. And you see it just permeates the town and seems to not be dissipating. It just seems to be floating like a extremely low flying cloud is just sitting here with no wing movement, no expectancy to get anywhere.
Like, how tall is it?
It's about the same height as the buildings of this town, so about 10 to 20 feet tall.
Would you say that it is in any way glowing?
Yes, there are twinklings of light inside, almost like stars.
All hail.
Oh my god.
All hail.
Putting night hail.
Out.
Oh my god. So you said earlier that there were gulls.
Yes,
Is it affecting the birds at all?
yes, it's affecting the birds that enter the smoke, but it's not. They're easily able to fly above it and away from it.
When it affects them, does it affect their feathers as well as their skin, or just their skin beneath their feathers?
Their feathers as well as their skin.
So it seems to not like water.
As you set sail next to other similarly sailing boats, do you each take to certain roles, or are you just sort of passengers?
Ezra's never piloted a boat. He's been on them, but he's usually under decks in the med bay.
We probably should all meet up together. Someone's steering this thing right now.
What is the... So I can get a better picture in my head, because I pictured a... I literally had in my head like a canoe, not a canoe, but like a small rowboat type of ordeal. What is the actual configuration of the boat we're in?
Oh, this is in this, as far as, I don't think it would be unfair for you to know the stats of the boat, but it's called a keel boat. It's about 60 feet long, can have 3 crew.
And the
Okay,
and
this is
a sloop to
sizable.
give you an idea of the description initially is basically it's got 1 or 2 sails depending, and it's one of the little triangular smaller sailboats.
It's clearly built with lightweight wood, as if it's meant to be speedy.
My boy, we should probably all meet up.
Can I roll to know the stats of the boat? Since I'm an old sailor guy.
Sure.
What should I roll? Just like
sorry,
history.
I guess you'd roll intelligence.
That's a 13.
You've definitely seen these types of boats before, and you know the things it's definitely capable of. You know that it's pretty hard to hit as far as maneuverability. You know that it's got not as many, we would say, hit points as maybe larger sailing. This one specifically, you'd surmise can go about 6 miles an hour as compared to keel boat of 3 miles an hour. And it's got sails as well as oars for increasing the speed. It also is fastened with 1 ballista.
Is the 6 miles an hour with the sails and oars combined, or just the sails?
The 6 miles an hour is with just the sails. We'll say the oars add, it says speed of 20 feet, I believe, so. Let me look up the specific stats on it.
During all of this, Bonnie is just piloting away from all the other ships. Just trying to say bye-bye as much as possible. Just
And Will plops down by one of the oars.
Any of you folks hurt? Bumps, bruises, scratches?
I'll get the feet per round to you another time, but it makes it faster.
Okay.
This is
You just see Rim like looking around the boat, just being like, "Oh yeah, man, that's pretty good." Yeah.
it was a fine predicament we found ourselves in.
Alright, I believe introductions are in order. Hi. My name is Malachi Ishtar. How many of you have sailed before?
I've been on the sea my whole life, man.
Okay.
I'm an old hand, but I'm fairly new to the sea. I've been on a few voyages.
I know horses, not boats, so this is a first for me.
I've been around a few sailing vessels in my life.
Okay. What is everyone's expertise? I myself am fully trained as a bosun. I can maintain this vessel as long as we need.
Oh, cool. Yeah, man. I can do like whatever you want, really.
I am Ezra De Lelouch III. Everyone calls me Dr. E. A long line of Chirurgeons. That's a doctor for you non-medical folk.
Okay. So we got someone that can maintain the ship, somebody that can maintain the people on the ship.
Yep. I can fix you right up. Saber slash or magical blast.
Oh, yeah, man. I just drink some seawater and I'm alright.
It's good stuff, that seawater.
Don't recommend, but
There's nothing wrong with it. It's good.
Yeah,
It's
this is
hydrating you,
man.
maybe. However, my name is Will. I know horses, not boats. I can cast a few spells and throw a few punches if need be.
Right, useful. Not too sure we'll see many horses out here on the sea.
My name is Bonnie Finn. My expertise is usually in hitting things with swords. And if the seas are easy, I can meditate at the helm and sail through the night and still be well rested.
well, you seem to be doing a good job of it now, so I guess continue on. I suppose.
You begin to notice, all of you, as you're navigating the waters, although it was maybe just past high noon, the stars are vibrant in the sky, as if dusk came early, or dusk, crap, as if the evening rushed forward, in particular, they seem easy to navigate. You find yourselves remembering Star's name easier than you would have. You see other boats heading north along the coast, just away from this roiling moat, away from the peninsula. Do you have a destination in mind?
Yes, do we want to just get away, or do we want to go somewhere?
Let's just go with the flow of the ocean, man.
My goals demand a much larger vessel, so I'm up for whatever.
Well, where exactly are we planning on getting another vessel from in the middle of the water?
The middle of the water.
Oh,
I only ask that.
You're not again.
My only request is that we avoid whatever the hell that was, and she points towards the cloud.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I second that motion.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of smoke monsters.
I'm sorry, what?
So I'm not a fan of smoke monsters.
Smoke monsters.
Monsters.
Is there such a thing?
You ever been lost, man?
Not particularly, no.
I think that one might be a smoke monster.
It's something,
Yeah.
alright.
Certainly a very big one.
Yeah, I wanted to take a closer look at it, but seems like everyone inside of that was not having a very good time.
First up, like
Unfortunately, you don't want to see what was going on inside that cloud. There was a gentleman I was speaking with shortly beforehand, and he ended up screaming, writhing on the ground, and his skin was being eaten away.
You were like right there.
I stepped up to him and did not cross into the cloud as it was slow approaching, and decided to part ways with him.
I was probably smart. This skin melting ordeal, you say, as he pulls out a notepad. Was it slow? Was it fast? Did it seem to slough off quickly? Or did it
It sounded like bacon.
I didn't stick around to find out.
Ah, shit. Alright. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Well, I came here to get on a ship, and I ended up on a ship.
Well, looking about, I'm going to presume that that none of you are paying employers, so that sucks.
I'm happy to pay whenever we
You just see Rim perk up at that.
come across money.
Oh, you can excite him.
Y'all all noticed a bunch. There is cargo on the ship if you want to investigate.
Yes, please.
Roll investigation.
Rim will also
So
investigate.
probably should go see about the sleeping arrangements.
Well,
Woohoo! Dirty 18.
I got a 19.
plus what's my investigation?
Oh wait, plus proficiency bonus. So 20.
17. For
Wow, we all rolled high.
15.
15.
You all find that there is a crate near the sail, near where the flagpole rises and lowers, and it's full of flags of various nationalities. You're not sure. It doesn't seem to have any one that has a preference towards its wear and tear. They look like they all get flown somewhat regularly.
Well, whoever owned this ship liked to disguise who they were.
Yeah. Seems it's if I recall correctly, that was an old pirate trick. Sailing through unfriendly waters.
That reminds me of 69.
Yeah.
Where did that even come from?
No, I was, my old crew used to use the.
Well, I mean, you switch one flag for another, and you're doing everyone a favor.
Exactly.
Hard to offend anyone when you pretend to be literally anyone else. This will serve us well.
Much like everyone wants. So call it 69.
Do we know of any other land masses near us that would be feasibly reached by a vessel of this size?
You do know of yes, you do know. You are near the coast, so you're not. You could sail to another town north or south of here. All the other vessels seem to be sailing north, You know that on this side of the there's a busier town about 5 days sail south, and it looks like there's maybe enough cargo here for 2 to 3 days.
So was there food and like rations in any of these crates?
Yes.
By my estimate, this stuff here lasts us probably about 2-3 days, unless anybody's a very hungry eater. Not to mention that if we get any bit of crap weather, we're screwed. It's not exactly a below deck to go to in this ship.
So what I'm telling is we need to get more rations.
And a bigger ship. And less, of course, there's another point of port of call that we can get into that's not being engulfed by a smoky star field or whatever the hell that is.
So you're saying we're gonna need a bigger boat.
I enjoy this.
We're gonna be on the water any amount of time.
Yes, this ship is more of a day cruiser.
Does it look like the smoke stuff is spreading any at all, or did it like reach the bounds of the city and stop?
It looks like as if it drew a line as you sail along the coast. You notice it doesn't keep going along the coast. It stops as the peninsula makes a sort of connection with the mainland, and
Just an hour to go.
it looks like it started on the mainland and engulfed the peninsula specifically, as if someone was trying to like erase if the smoke were to destroy everything, it looked like someone was trying to erase the peninsula.
So someone scribbled all over Florida on the map.
The tail of Florida, yes.
Is that where we are?
No, we're on the west coast. I said west coast.
Is this the northwest or the southwest or where?
Southwest.
Okay.
Or are we like Spain, Portugal? Or are we? Or are we? Did we just leave Vancouver Island?
That's what I was. Well, when I asked northwest or southwest, that's what I was. But when it said southwest, I was like, "Are we leaving LA? Like what?" Just.
LA and the late.
Maybe, yeah.
California finally disconnects from the rest of the states.
Cal exit successful. Is a voter.
Will, was it? You said that you could sling a few spells about. Have you ever heard of any spell slingers that can do that? And that looks pretty.
We'll say you left the. Do I have permission to name town names myself? I said the Solace Bay Peninsula, which will be the equivalent of the San Francisco area.
Yeah.
Well, I may have the ability.
What?
I may not have the ability to do as much spellcasting as what that would entail. However, that seems almost like a curse.
Yeah, I've heard
Talented
stories
wizard.
about those. Someone crossed an evil hag or something, and they got the whole peninsula wiped off the map.
Was they pissed off some one god?
Pity those
That's
who,
why you gotta
didn't
respect
win.
Mother Nature, man.
Somebody wrote Croatan on a tree.
That's the East Coast now.
I know.
I
been
love
there.
croutons.
So we are heading up to the next town north that we're headed.
Are we heading south? Everyone else is heading north. You said you wanted to make a point
I
of going
pointed the ship away from where everyone else was headed because
I
I
was
wanted to get
myself.
away.
You'd be able to find very tiny sea towns to get rations if you decided to go south. But sorry, I feel like my audio is feeding back. But you might not have as trustworthy of a transaction getting supplies.
I still think it's probably the best idea to go the opposite direction.
And if I know.
There are also other boats with supplies.
Why do you seem most equipped to deal with this situation? What do you advise?
Get other supplies by any means necessary.
So very helpful.
Somebody just gonna say the word? Pirate.
Just so I know where I stand here, no judgment or anything like that. But which of you folks are above the law, and which of you folks are like to bend and twist it and dip underneath?
I've done both in about equal measure.
Same, I do not really give a shit what the law is.
All right.
I do what I need, whether or not the law abides it or not.
And if we're heading south, the more will be the same.
As I
Amen.
said, I don't judge. I patch up anybody that comes my way.
I'll do whatever I get paid for.
If we were headed north, I would say one way, but I do not know if that way exists or not.
You would. Now, I would say everyone's heading north, and everyone needs supplies because everyone has way more crew than they're expecting.
South it is.
Our ship actually has less people than normal.
South we go.
Um,
It's already like getting darkish out.
Yeah, this seemed to happen really fast, didn't it? I mean, I know time flies when you're running for your life, but it seemed like really fast this time, eh?
I was not the only one imagining that.
No, it was still daylight when I left out of the casino. Now it's practically twilight.
And the stars look awful different tonight.
Bonnie, And wait, sorry. What is everyone's roles on the boat? I know that Malachi had bosun, I believe, and Bonnie wanted to be sort of the captain.
I'm just at the helm. I can be the navigator. I've got the cartographer.
Okay, got it.
That's calligrapher's supplies, but I will become proficient in cartographer's tools.
I also have calligraphers. Thieves, tinker, woodwork, and calligrapher are my things.
So fancy.
But yes, Bonnie does want to be captain when it's time to take out Bonnie's family.
Got it. Will, do you have a role manning the ballista or lookout or ship hand?
Now you said you with horses, but like what kind of things with horses?
I was a simple hand for a short while. And then
Did you
moved on to
ferrying,
the Embark.
or-
Sorry?
Did you do any ferrying or?
No, not particularly. It's a bit of a dull story, but I can provide woman power.
You
I know it doesn't seem very useful at this moment. Better at the schmoozing, if you will.
Well, if things are headed the way they seem to be, we could use a face.
This is very true.
I am also quite good at the odd bit of lying or persuading by various means. Whether that be by just talking or intimidation.
I mean, I'm just a smartass and a smartass.
Yeah, I'm just a mixer over here. Patch you up, give you something good to drink on, to invigorate you.
I mean, I'll fix it like it wasn't broken to begin with, but
Yeah,
And if
tinker
we,
around with stuff.
if we need anyone to sneak anywhere, to steal anything,
I'm decent at sneaking.
I'm
Spent most of my life stowing away, so.
pretty good at it myself.
Right. This
That's
one's
nice.
too high on the special grass. To share?
Nah, man, I'm like right here on the boat in front of you.
Okay.
What is Rimjob doing?
Rim job.
Even
Well,
Vibing,
probably-
vibing is an acceptable answer.
What is the
Yeah,
rim job?
vibing. He's like half asleep the whole time.
sorry, your name is Rim Job?
No. My name is Rim Chim legally, but my friends call me Rim, and then other friends call me Rim Job because whenever I did a job, it was a good job, so it's a Rim job.
Yeah, that's how that works.
A good rim job, then.
Yeah, good rim job. Rim jobs are always good.
Everyone's always pleased with a good rim job.
Depends on who's performing it, but hey.
Oh,
Or these rim
rim's
jobs
pretty
usually,
good.
I'm the best at rim jobs.
I've hired them on a few times. I've been thoroughly satisfied with the rim jobs I've received.
Well, with those whiskers of yours, I could see how that would make things interesting.
Oh yeah, no, they're like super helpful, man.
I didn't see him getting in the way at all.
Jordan's like, God damn it.
No, I want you to keep going. I want you to keep going.
Are they prehensile? You know, a DM that's unsure of themselves love it when they just start RPing so they can not do anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best part.
Oh, you ask if I can like.
Hey, I have a
service.
I have a see-through DM screen right now, and Dan is peeking over it. I'd like you to stop, please.
Get down, Dan.
Where's the spray bottle?
You feel called out right now?
No.
Somebody call
No.
Swatty paper.
Bonnie, you catch something out of the corner of your eye. Make a perception check.
Oh, Jesus. Whoop. And I'm proficient. Ha! 19.
There you go.
You notice of course there are fish occasionally this high in the water, usually steering clear of something moving so fast and so large in the water, but you see a person-sized aquatic creature swim perpendicular to the ship and not come back up on the other side.
Huh?
I don't like what I'm seeing.
What's that, Bonnie?
What are you saying?
Something or someone in the water.
Oh.
I wonder if that's Stephanie.
Stephanie?
Your ex live around this area?
Can I go?
Yeah, we don't talk much though.
How far from the water? How tall is this ship? Could someone reach over and look into the water?
There is netting fastened to the sides near the top, about 5 feet of netting, and then it's about 10 feet total from the water. And Will, you said you wanted to investigate?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to investigate.
Are you a DM?
I want to see
There's
if
something
I
I forgot to tell you earlier.
What was that?
I'm sitting you with a DM real quick. There was something I forgot to mention when we talked earlier about my backstory. Okay. What am I rolling again? Sorry.
Investigation.
Go. 14.
You hear over the side to the face of a merfolk person clinging to the side of your boat, clearly about to jump aboard.
Are there fingers on at the ledge or anything?
No, they're clinging to the netting on the side of the boat. From what you can surmise, you've just caught this merfolk before they've jumped aboard and ambushed you.
Okay. With my sickle, I would like to cut away the netting between where they're holding and where I am.
Roll to attack.
DMs.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
attacking the netting would be, it would be a fairly low AC,
Yeah. You should have AC and hit points. 1 to 4 hit points for roll.
Yeah.
They rolled a 2.
Plus
You
what?
go to slice the netting, and you make it through. You make it through like 1 or 2 strands, and don't quite put enough force into it.
That would have hit. A 2, you're proficient with that sickle, so that would be +2. You hit a 4.
Oh, okay. Okay, then roll damage.
Yay!
That's
am I
plus,
rolling?
that's probably even more than just
Whatever your sickle damage is.
Michelle, you put the value gold piece wise rather than what I roll on the character sheet.
What? I did?
I have no idea. Yeah. One gold piece. I don't think I'm gonna pay 1 gold piece to use my sickle.
No. Somehow I must have been tired as shit.
You have a pay-per-use weapon.
You were did the
sickle's
gold
1d4 slash.
payout?
1d4 slashing.
1d4. Okay.
And then if you have...
That is 3.
Alright. I'll say you slice through enough of the netting for them to dangle and rip off the rest from not being able to support their weight. And they begin to dig their nails into the side on the boat and slide down it. As 2 more merfolk pop up from the other side, hearing the commotion, and begin to attack. Roll for initiative.
What are you slashing at over there?
Wait, the merfolk speak.
Can Bonnie tie off the helm or just lurch it to one side? Either way.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, to the Aquan or to the merfolk speak Aquan, because I
They
could
do
talk
speak.
to them.
They speak Aquan and they speak Common.
So Bonnie's gonna throw some rope over one side so it keeps going steadily.
Rim is just gonna like yell at them, and he's gonna be like, in Aquan, he's like, "Hey, do you guys know Stephanie?"
19.
Roll a luck check.
I rolled a 21.
Fucking Melfolk.
Buzz. Perfect.
They say,
Latched off boat.
No, we don't know Stephanie.
Ooh, that Ed is Stephanie.
Oh, who are you?
21.
Oh, I know Primordial. That's the Aquan dialect.
Me too.
No, you know the Aquan dialect of Primordial. Primordial is the
boo.
language, Aquan is the dialect.
Bonnie got a 9, is that?
19.
19?
16 plus 3.
What did Rim Job get?
10.
What did Will get?
6.
What did Ezra get?
A 9. Ezra was in the middle of rolling another joint. The ship flew over. He goes, what the? Hey, I almost spilled the good stuff.
I tried to
Rim is
mouthful of
wondering
my
if his
drink.
ex's name is actually Stephanie.
Sorry.
Stefania. Step on me.
Wait, Rim? Did you add the tough feat whenever you filled out your HP?
Oh, I don't think I gave it to you. It's just at 8 now.
It's at 8 now instead of 6?
Yeah.
It adds 2 at level 1.
I was gonna ask though, like based on the description, so when I go to level 2, is it then plus 4 HP plus 2, or is it only plus 2?
It's only plus 2.
Yeah, it's plus 2.
Okay.
And then
As it's
plus
good.
2 again. And then plus 2 again, so it's
It's plus 2 every time.
plus 2 every
You only
time.
get extra when you get it. Which unfortunately, as a starting feat, you get it at level 1.
Yeah, it's however many levels you have. You add 2.
You get it. And then
Okay.
every level up after it is just a 2 more.
Yep.
Which let me tell you, for pouches, it's been a godsend because I've rolled low almost every time. But because I have a high con and tough, I've gotten like 8 points almost every time because of it.
It seems like it's tough, a better feat to take later when you have like more HP
I'm guessing there's a point
or
where
higher levels.
there's diminishing returns with that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like when you start off, you get twice your level.
Yeah.
So it's like it seems like it'd be better to take it at a higher level.
So if you like wait until 5, you get 10 more.
Yeah, right.
But at the same time, like, if your HP is lower than 10 and you have 2 more,
Bro.
it's literally a big chunk of your HP at that point. So it's not bad to have it at level 1.
Yeah,
Especially if you're rolling anything, like I get a D8 as patches, and it's still like it just made a difference. It's like unless you're a barbarian rolling a D12, every level up.
Malachi is first to act.
Alright.
We have 2 merfolk towards the western. Oh, we can use both terms now. What is western? Boat terminology.
We're talking port starboard here.
Yeah.
Port's left because it's 4 letters.
Okay. On the starboard side, you've got 2 merfolk, and on the port side, you've got 1 who is trying to swim back up.
Okay.
But you were first to act.
I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on the 2 on the right side, starboard.
Okay.
They must make a dex saving throw of 15.
The one at the one closest to the bow saves, and the one closest to the port.
It's a 60-foot sphere. Did I get all 3 of them? Because it's such a small vessel?
It's 60 foot long, 20 foot wide, so yeah, it would.
Alright, roll me the other one too.
Oh shit, so I forgot I have alert, and when you roll initiative you can add your proficiency bonus to the roll, so instead of 6 it should be 8.
Got it.
Sorry.
You're good. You are now member. So you get the one to the one closest to the bow starboard side submits to the fairy fire. The other 2 save.
Okay. So the one is now engulfed in like a purplish glow.
Right.
And you get advantage on attacks on them. And that will end my turn.
Okay. Next initiative is Bonnie.
How close are they to the helm?
The closest one to the helm would be the one that's currently lit up by fairy fire. The second closest would be the one to the starboard stern, and third closest would be the one trying to catch up.
So I'm going to go to the one that's lit up by fairy fire. I'm going to draw my rapier and say, the long fucking day. And advantage, right? It's fairy fire.
Yep.
Yes.
Much better. Okay. 19 plus 5 does a 24 hit.
Yeah, 24 hits.
Okay.
Who's there?
It takes a whole 3... Oh, wait. Ha! Monk weapon. Takes a whole 5 piercing damage.
Okay, next. Is that your turn?
Wait. Don't think think I have any of my little bonus actions yet. I don't. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Next is the same Fairy Fire merfolk. He's going to go and take a stab at Bonnie with its spear. Does a 6 hit?
Nope.
Okay.
Also, I was wrong, but that was on me, and I will do it next turn.
You were wrong?
Yeah, I got a bonus on arm strike. It's fine.
Oh. That ends its turn. And next person up is Rimjob.
So which one is like the closest to me?
The closest to you, I'll say, is the one to the starboard stern, which is the bottom right.
Approximately how far away is that?
We'll say 10 feet.
Okay. Is there a spot where there's more than one of them next to each other that is more than 5 feet away from me?
Yes, you could line them. You could line both of the starboard merfolk up. They're about, I'll say about 15 feet from each other. Is that?
Yeah. I'll try to hit the one on the bottom right with ice knife.
Okay. Is that a dex saving throw, or is that an attack?
Both.
It's a 13 for the dex. Nice.
Yeah, it's both because the ice hits somebody.
Yeah.
Or it hits or misses
Yeah.
and explodes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I didn't hit.
Well, it still explodes.
Yeah, but he saved.
Oh, you got to save.
Boom.
Okay. If that's your turn, then the next one up is Ezra.
Alright, Ezra goes, alright. I'm used to this, alright. He wants to reach into his coat pockets. He'll lean over near the two that are somewhat aligned. He can get two of them in a row. He will pull out 2 jars, unscrew one, crack the other and pour it in, and the jar just starts frothing and bubbling, and he just holds it out towards the two, and a just huge bubbling stream of acid just shoots out from the jars as I use Tasha's Caustic Brew. That is a dexterity saving throw, please.
For both of them?
Yes.
What's the DC?
13.
The fairy fired one submits to it, and the one closest to the stern succeeds.
Well, the one that is fairy fired is also now covered in this bubbling acidic liquid, and they will take 2d4 acid damage at the start of each of their turns.
God. How much damage do they take now?
That is 3 points of acid damage.
And does the Does the stern starboard one take any damage from any half damage from saving?
No, they don't take anything since they saved. But yeah, the person can also use an action to scrape or wash the acid off of itself or another creature.
The very fired merfolk is looking bloody, and the next person up is Will.
Alright, so, I would like to use my bonus action to summon my, brain went dead. Sorry. Pull it up. My packed weapon.
Okay.
And I would like to cast Eldritch Blast. The one that has been attacking Bonnie.
That's the one that you should have advantage on because of Fairy Fire.
Alright. 16.
That hits.
Sweet. And that's 1d10.
1d10.
For Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Right?
I think so, yeah.
I'm gonna find the right die. This is it. Okay. That would be 5.
You fire off an Eldritch Blast that could possibly blasts him dead off of the boat. He flies back up the water, limp.
Hello.
Next up is the starboard stern merfolk. He's going to go up to Rimjob and attempt to attack him with spear.
How dare you?
Whoa, that's like
natural 20.
negative. Holy shit.
Jeez.
Mitchie, did you do the same rule for doubling the damage for enemies?
Well, that would be fair, no.
Okay, got it. That's what I thought.
I actually have a good AC too.
For level 1, my AC is ridiculously high.
Yeah, mine pretty high.
My AC is currently 19, and if I pull into my shell, it's 23.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fuck. Yeah. It's plus,
that
yeah, it's like +4 for going inside your shell.
That is 5 piercing damage to Rimjob.
Whoa, you're totally harshing my mellow, man.
This is a Martian your mellow.
You're mellow.
Marshmallows.
Brutal.
I think they do have Stephanie.
And that's the Mer's turn. Last one initiative order is the merfolk who fell off the boat, and he's going to attempt to swim back onto the boat and grab on to whatever he can or claw his way up.
Oh, the one that Will cut the rope on?
Yeah.
Must be difficult trying to catch up to a moving boat.
He's going to just make it up to the side of the boat with his claws, climbing, and is going to attempt to one-handed poke at Will here. Going to roll. Does a 10 hit? he's going to poke right through between your leg and miss. And then we're back to the top of the order with Malachi.
Actually, the one that I got is already gone. So let's go for the next guy at the starboard. And I'm going to fire a firebolt. $17.
17 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is the dot. Okay. That is going to be 9 fire damage.
Right. You see he is on death's door. He looks like this fire damage. They don't take double fire damage, do they? No. Okay.
I figure as aquatic creatures that either take less or take more.
Yeah, they don't have any vulnerabilities. So this merfolk is looking bloodied and beat. Next, if that's it, then next up is Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Your next closest
Bonnie
one would be the one that. Your next closest one would technically be the one that just took a stab at Will, but you could. I think you could walk to the one to the starboard stern.
I'm gonna go after the one that attacked Rim Jim.
Yeah, it's the one to the starboard stern.
And I'm going to start with my bonus action unarmed strike.
Okay.
And I'm just going to take my fist, let the sword slide down. Do not! Does a 10 hit.
Sadly, no, it does not.
And then I'm gonna swing back with the rapier. Nat 20.
Alright.
And then
Made up for it.
Ain't no kill like overkill.
Very poetic. It's very poetic that the nat 20 Merfolk gets a nat 20.
so 11. Oh wait, what's it? 14.
That is its health. Its health and
Memo.
you just did its remaining hit points plus its entirety hit points, so it is dead.
Hell yeah.
Oh, no saving throws out of that sucker.
Yeah, no saving throws for that one. Next up in the initiative is he's dead. Rim job.
Whoa, thanks, soul sister. That was mighty righteous of you.
The last merfolk is the one poking at Will's legs on the side of the boat.
Rim Job is gonna cast Ray of Frost at it.
Has fantastic legs.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Yeah, she does.
Wait, is this thing partial cover because it's off the side?
I'll say yes, it is. I'll say.
Oh, so do I roll with disadvantage?
No, it just has more AC than normal.
Okay, I rolled a 15.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yep. 6.
6. This thing is looking bloodied.
It's also slowed.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, about
Sorry, its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Nice.
Very nice. Next up in the initiative, if that's it, is Ezra.
Ezra's going to go, that's a good idea, but he's really harsh and mellow. I think he does need to chill out. And Ezra's going to reach in, pull out another jar and pull a tab and let the two chemicals inside mix up and begin frosting over. He goes, here, chill out. And aim his own ray of frost out for a dirty 20 to hit.
That definitely hits, yes.
With 5 points more of frosty cold damage. And I guess an additional 10 feet of slowdown.
This thing is looking basically frozen to death, but clinging on just barely. And that moves on.
Always drop off and save yourself, you know.
That leaves Will's turn.
And I'm going to Eldritch Blast.
Okay, roll a hit.
Eldritch Blast.
Minimum damage will take it out, so.
Well, it's a 2.
Say hello to the sea crew.
Unfortunately, does not. It sails into the water with concussive blasts splashing up as a whole bucket of water as it sails past him. Next up is the merfolk. Sorry, second.
Good luck climbing on board with 10 feet of movement.
Right.
It's got minus 20, right?
He's going to let go and fall into the water. And attempt to swim away.
Jack, I'll never let you go.
I'll say uses his full action to dash and get 80 feet away from the boat.
Would you,
His movement's reduced.
he wasn't.
Oh, it is. That's right. So it would be. Is it 20 feet per movement?
He has 10 feet of movement. So yeah, 20 foot dash.
So he goes 60 feet.
Would you say him leaving would have been leaving out of?
Oh, it would have been leaving Will's. I'm sorry. That's right. He would have been leaving Will's. Wait, did Will fire from close range?
On the side of the boat, just cut off.
Oh yeah. So it would be leaving Will's area of attack. So Will have it. You could swing with the sickle and still maybe get him.
So I'm rolling to attack.
Yes.
That's an 8.
Plus 2.
Yeah.
That's
With the plus 2.
That's alright.
that just misses as he sails 60 feet. However, Eldritch Blast, I believe, is range of 120 feet. You're technically all welcome to take a shot at him as he's leaving. Actually,
We all have an attack that's far enough away.
Yeah, I got 60 feet of reach if needed.
120 feet on a firebolt.
I'm sorry. If he's smart, he would he'd probably swim down. So
Smart. He's also a block of ice. He's probably sinks a lot easier right now.
yeah, I'm gonna say he manages to.
Well,
Oh, it does float. I'm gonna say he manages to slither away
that's
as he
alright.
sails 50 feet deep into the water.
That's good. You can tell the rest.
Live to tell the
Wouldn't it
tale.
be-
Fuck with us.
Wouldn't it be 40 feet when he's slowed?
He has 40 feet swim speed and he dashed. So I was gonna say
Oh, okay.
well,
When he's 40. Mm-hmm.
40 feet under the water. Because
40 feet under the water.
That's fine.
As far as he can get. he slowed
Well,
10,
'cause-
he slowed 10 again, that's 20. And then it's 20 on the dash, so it's 40 total.
So does that slow down Eldritch Blast?
Hold on, let me look it up.
I mean, I think Eldritch.
I'm just saying
Blast
because I have a swim
technically
speed of 60.
Oh, you would definitely, if you dove into the water, you'd catch up with them in that second.
Yeah, I think
don't
Grimjob's
it's
gonna.
worth Power survive.
Man,
Yeah.
my swim speed's only 30.
Because it is slowed, you would catch up to it in fairly easily.
I mean, you can catch it this turn and attack.
Yeah, are you choosing to do that?
Oh, can I do that?
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh, I thought that would be like the movement would be its own action because I'm going under the water.
But you would be able to dash way faster than you'd be able to get away.
Well, I don't need to
Yeah,
dash
give you your action.
because my regular 60.
Okay, then yeah, you'd be able to catch up to him. What do you do?
Yeah. So Rimjob will dive into the water and just like casually swim up to this swimming block of ice and be like, that was like really uncool of you, and I don't think you're friends with Stephanie. And then he's gonna try and stab him with a dagger. He has 2 daggers, so he's gonna do 1-1.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Just like your character did to its own mother last week.
That's an 11 to hit for the first one.
That just hits, and minimum damage would kill him.
Go ahead, 1 HP left.
And now there's blood in the water.
He does 6 damage.
So,
It does, yeah.
So,
No destiny
Ezra
throws.
is clinging to the.
thrown the rope off of the helm, whipped the boat to the side, and, like, yelled for somebody to throw anchor for a second to slow it down, just to get enough drag to, like, allow for Rim Jim to get back on the boat.
Ezra is hanging to the anchor as it goes over, and he's just kind of clinging to it with one arm out, just sitting underwater, just waiting. Like, good job.
Thanks, man.
As you all
wow.
on the boat,
Well, hold on. Well, I mean, I was gonna ask, like, if I see anything else while I'm under the water. That might be
no, you
important.
see that he was swimming in a specific direction, water, but he was definitely swimming down towards something, but you're not sure. Wherever he was swimming, it was so deep. There's no telling what it would have been.
Okay. I'll just get on the anchor with Ezra and ride it back up.
Pull on the anchor to signal to be pulled back up. Well,
Will's
this,
just gonna crank the anchor back up.
As the anchor cranks back up, you Mary Poppins your way in reverse up the anchor and are able to board the boat easily.
Is he cool?
Now that was a good rim job.
Oh, that's what a rim job is.
always satisfied. Great one.
I always have happy customers.
Well, that was pretty fun. They obviously didn't get 2 shits about the giant smoke cloud covering the peninsula, or that might be why they were trying to get more supplies.
The one that's dead, can we, like, fillet a fish sandwich this motherfucker?
Jimmy,
Oh my god.
Does Bonnie actually say that? Because that would traumatize Rim Jim.
They're definitely white, slender creatures, but most of their fins are, I guess, meat. So, yes, you could.
mean, you could technically do that with humans too, but it's frowned upon a little bit.
A little bit.
Bonnie's a dompier.
Is Bonnie the raw meat type? Does fish count as meat?
Fish is
Not
meat.
according to pescatarians.
Yes.
Is Bonnie? Bonnie, sorry.
Just, and I'll roll a survival check for this, but like trying to.
You could go to throw it off the boat and grab a bite. I don't know.
Are you planning on preparing that specimen?
If I do not
You just see Rimjob like shoot.
That's one less mouth to feed, is it not?
What?
I'd probably cover your eyes, Rim.
You're traumatizing other people on board.
Dompier.
Well, yes, I got that part. I've worked with your type before.
Seen lots of things today.
Just from the bottom 60% is where you want to go. The rest is really close to standard demi-human anatomy. So yeah, lower unless you're into that part of it, then you can go for the upper 40. But most demi-humans tend to prefer the lower 60.
Good to know.
Hey Ezra, my man. How do you know that?
I study all different types of people's forms and whatnot. You gotta know what goes where and when and how if you're gonna change it and fix it. Or enhance it.
Yeah.
You got to know what goes well, huh?
Is this a sex thing?
Now it is.
Not usually.
I'm all
Some
for
people.
sustainability, but this is too much for me.
I think we've all had quite a day.
You see some shit when you're out on the ship with a bunch of bloodthirsty pirates and
Some quite
I haven't
literally.
seen that shit.
So Bonnie, hearing this, is gonna go. Alright, I won't. Be efficient about this. And you're gonna shove him off the side of the ship, but I want to roll a sleight of hand check to see if I can just, like, scrape off a little meat without anybody.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Oh.
That is a 12.
I was gonna say, could Ezra assist because he doesn't give a fuck?
Sure, go ahead and roll with advantage.
Okay. No, that's worse.
Yeah, well,
I'll say you're able to get a literal handful slivered off.
Okay, shove that in a pocket
What?
before anybody sees.
Why are there sharks approaching us? That's strange.
I'd like to say that Rim's passive perception is a 13, and he's just gonna pretend he didn't see anything.
you
I don't
see
want to hear it.
Ezra pulls out his notebook again and goes, "So, Bonnie, what other type of creatures do you prefer?"
Meat is meat.
Ah, I see, omnivore. Huh. Can you open your mouth and say "ah" for me real quick? Oh, those are lovely. Have you ever thought about doing any type of enhancements? Strengthen the jaw, sharpen the bite, things like that.
You can talk later.
Perfect.
In the background,
You see
Rim is just taking a giant rip.
You see his little eyeballs are just two little black dots glistening behind the lenses.
I'm sorry, but when you say rip and you said rim job, I just think of fart.
Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of the bit. It's all a bit.
So many jokes in one.
Rib job, just taking a big rib to the face.
Yeah! That's how he likes it.
Tossing salad.
Hey, guy.
That's what he gets high on.
Lickety split,
I heard you like-
say.
I heard you like to toss salad.
It's good to see you all are good in a scuffle.
Yeah, we actually came together pretty well there.
Oh my god. Michelle is pink.
Oh my god. That was fantastic.
Laughing at me.
Oh my goodness.
I just hit the shit out of my knee on my desk. Thanks for that. Oh.
Breathe. Breathe.
Oh.
Oh, come on. Lickety split. Oh.
Toss my salad and peel my potatoes.
Oh my god.
What?
There's a wrestler that used to say that in his promos. And when people learned what that means, what that meant, people finally learned what that meant from other people who knew what that meant.
Oh.
I'm trying so hard not to Google it.
Well, while you're licking my butthole, lick my balls too.
Okay. I've never heard of that before.
Oh my god. I tried Googling it, and I Googled P in my potato, the letter P, and it says the letter P appears in the word potato at the beginning, as in potato.
Peel my potatoes.
AI.
I'm glad we're destroying the environment for this.
Until it spell the word strawberry.
Peel my potatoes. I heard pee in my potatoes.
No, peel my potatoes.
Oh, I also heard pee in my potatoes.
Yeah,
Who pissed in your potatoes?
all heard pee in your potatoes.
Michelle, peel my
We just
potatoes.
thought you had a very
Michelle
interesting
was like,
thing.
what the fuck?
I was just like, oh no, I'm so scared of what that means.
That's like several kinks in one.
If Dan knows the
I know.
and I don't, how fucked up is that?
I'm so sorry, Jordan.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
I'm just letting it go.
He don't care, he ain't DMing right now.
Another friend joke.
Oh god.
Whew.
Oh, alright. That was a lot of action for an old man in one day.
Anybody able to heal somebody? I think somebody got hit pretty good.
Who's hurt?
Me, my man, me.
Alright.
Take two of these. Call me in the morning.
He's going to reaching into his shell and pulling out this salve. It's like a blue-green type of salve.
Something
It's
random.
like
Invent something.
what'd you say?
Oh, you can't hear me. I was talking to Savannah.
Okay.
Ah,
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Say blink twice if we need to get you out.
I know.
I'm
Is it a stroke? What's going on?
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
So you stroking him off? Stroking him off?
And you were blinking, so it's not like you were frozen.
right.
Oh.
Oh, gosh.
That's late night sillies.
Alright, I'll make it more obvious next time.
Alright, so Ezra pulls out this green slab and says, alright, wherever it hurts, there's a fix it. He takes a big hunk of it and just starts spreading it over Rim, and you regain 8 points, 8 HP.
Oh,
Pull
hell
it out of
yeah.
your shell.
What? Huh?
Pull that out of your shell.
Oh, yeah. Where else am I supposed to keep stuff? And he reaches back into his shell one more time and just pulls out a random shovel. He uses magical tinkering to create a tiny trinket. He just puts it back.
I mean, even I can do that. And I like turn my back and go, and I come back on my head. It's just roll.
Ah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
We'll never want for shovels, apparently.
Man,
Digging we do at sea.
you'd be surprised how often you need a shovel on the open sea.
Or, you know, if you feel like you gotta throw up, I got something for you.
Yeah.
And there's a bucket. Or you can just go off the side of the ship. Probably better.
In the event that you can't, that it's too dark to see the bucket, a torch.
What is happening right now?
That's not a torch. This is a torch. He just takes out the blowtorch.
I should mention that as the night creeps in, the sky is lit up with stars.
Is it, like, brighter than normal? Does it look different than a normal night sky?
Yes, it is brighter than normal.
Is the moon out?
Yes.
What's it look like?
It's just a waxing crescent moon.
A waxing crescent.
Is it just me, or is it brighter than usual tonight?
Oh, it's definitely brighter than usual.
Yeah, probably gonna
Very
hard
off-putting.
Celestial, smoky star monster, and now this the one we get almost
It's dark early out there.
It's probably
so saying
not.
it gets late early out there.
So is the destination still the same, or do y'all want to head to a nearby town towards the coast?
We were heading to the next town south, right? Yeah. Next town south.
Okay.
We better be careful, y'all. Cause I don't know why I said y'all. That was weird. Excuse me. Oh man, that's so weird.
There's the question earlier.
What was in this, Ezra? Oh my.
Oh, that's a special man there. So I call that the time bender.
Oh yeah. Oh, I feel.
Wait, did it get late early because we were all in contact high because of you?
You guys are reminding me of our neighbor, the old dude who approached Michelle when she was mowing the lawn to offer to, like, sell us weed.
I don't remember his name. I just call him Stoner Clemens because he looks like Santa Clemens. He looks like Mark Twain, but, like, permanently stoned.
The waxing crescent moon indicates periods of increasing tidal ranges, which can affect sailing conditions, anchorage, and harbor access. So we should, like, have a lookout.
Where the hell did that come from?
My 50 years of sailing knowledge.
I'm sorry?
It's like a trigger
When
word.
we asked what you were good at, you just said, oh, I could do everything. Which made me just think,
Yeah.
can't do anything.
Yeah.
I don't see what I mean,
out,
man.
oh, well, the moon is typically like this, which means all blah, 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 blah.
It's a background feature.
Well, a surprise.
Yes, it's a background program constantly running.
Well, Kappa, like Apple.
Every now and then you have to force quit it.
Why do you think that he stays stoned?
Go into a cave, you lose signal.
Right.
It's like high recall.
The salty breeze carries the sea sprite southernly down the coast of.
Durant.
Is this established? Of Duranica? I was making sure this was established as Duranica. All.
Would have been Iberican territory.
Iberica?
Iberica territory. Spain, Portugal.
Right.
It would have been their territory. This would not be Duranica yet. This would be their.
You're able to stop at a small town called Gulls Haven for your needed rations to carry you over to the southerly town of Driftwood Wharf. Beyond the harbor of Driftwood Wharf, the houses lean against each other as if bracing against the coastal winds. Lanterns sway, casting light on cobbled streets. You've all slept for and past a few days sail going south down the coast. And this town seems even more bustling than the town before of Solace Bay. I think that's where I'll call it.
Hey.
Yay!
Great first session. These